won't let it get the most of me. See, one day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. I won't let it get the most of me. See, one day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. To let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually, yeah. See, one day I'm gonna be free.
That you put on here. Hey, Beth, don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right, so.
Bravery is not the lack of fear, but the ability to move forward in spite of fear.
Amen. Well, interesting enough, I'll be talking about fear today, to some degree. I am going to talk about one of those little cards that got put in the jar. So if this is your, in the other jar, out in the foyer, there was a suggestion about what I should talk about, and the suggestion was world hunger, but it didn't just say world hunger, it said this: I feel like the world is abundant, but I know the people are going hungry. Like, so how do you do those two things? Like, I know the world is abundant, and I also know that there's a lot of hunger in the world. And you've heard me say from here that there is no lack of any good thing. So I'm imagining that's where this came from in this person. Like, how can you say that? Well, yes, people are starving and dying of hunger all the time, all over the world. 9 million people a year die from hunger or hunger-related illnesses. 9 million people. 9 million people. That's crazy, right? That's about 25,000 people a day die from hunger. Let me make sure I get these statistics right. Half of child deaths in the world are from hunger or hunger-related issues. 3.1 million children die every year in that category. That is one child every 10 seconds. So yes, it's mind-blowing just to hear it in those few statistics. In the United States, there are 47 million people who are hunger deprived. 47 million. 1 in 5 children experience hunger. 1 in 5 children. That is 14 million children in the United States. And there are food insecure people in every county in the United States of America. Every county. So the small towns and the big cities, the rural areas, the seniors, the veterans, the military families, the indigenous peoples, the Latinos, the blacks, the whites, the Asians, every county, food insecure people in the United States of America. Are we great yet? Sorry. It's your neighbor. It's the person down the street. It's right here. I remember the conversations reading in the paper about the school board or the county or somebody talking about, well, there's so many people, so many kids that get free and reduced lunches. Why don't we just give them all that? Because it's too hard to keep track of it all. That's sad. I mean, it's good that we would do it, but there's that need. There's that need in the United States of America right now. So, why is there so much hunger in the world and there's so much abundance at the same time? How does that work? Well, I do believe in unlimited abundance, and I also know that in the world there is greed, and I also know in the world that we have been trained to take care of ourselves versus take care of the whole. Me and mine. There's greed and there's me and mine. And both of those things are rooted in fear. More, more, more. We want more, more, more. If I can get enough to be secure, if I can get enough, if my house is this, if my car is this, if my kids have this, if I get enough and I just build a fence around it and be secure, then I'll be good. That's what we're taught. That's what we're conditioned to. We're conditioned to get enough for me. I know I am. I feel really good about the money Renee and I have been able to save and really confident. Me? Just me? We're conditioned that way. Let me get to the top. Let me get a job. Let me get enough money and income. You know, me. And when it goes too far, it goes into greed. And greed is never having enough. It doesn't matter how much it is, it's not enough. Not enough stuff, not enough money, not enough big enough house, not enough numbers of houses, not enough airplanes, not enough. Greed. And both those things are rooted in fear. It's our fear of not enough. In a word, it's our fear of not being able to take care of ourselves. It's our fear because we're looking out in the world and seeing all this and think, I gotta have it. All in that. And I think though that is the root. The fear is the root of greed. Fear is the root of me. And then you are over there. And I believe those are the reasons for all forms of lack in the world. All forms, hunger included. All forms. We are taught to accept this idea that that's the way it is. But the famous poet John Donne wrote about it this way in this poem that you might have heard before. Certainly the first line. No man is an island, entire of itself. Each is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is less. As well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manor of thine own or thine's friend were. No matter what it is, if it washes away, it makes me less, is what he's saying. He said, each man's death diminishes me. Each man's death diminishes me, for I am involved in mankind. Therefore, send not to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. You see, we're not taught that though. And certainly we don't practice it, do we? I shared a while back a story of an anthropologist who was doing work with an African tribe. And he was getting ready to leave, and so he wanted to gift the children with something. And so he made up this fruit basket. And he put it under a tree, and he called all the children back, and he drew a line like this on the dirt and had the kids stand behind it, and he said, okay, when I say go, the first one who gets the basket gets the fruit. Okay? Do you know what those children did in this African tribe? Not what we do in the United States. They held hands and they ran together to the basket. Because they were not taught what we've been taught. And he said, well, why didn't you want to win? Why didn't you want to go and be the first to arrive? And the one child says, how can I be happy if the rest of them are sad? How can I be happy if the rest of them are sad? Like, that's not what we're taught, though. That's not what we condition, and certainly it's not the way we act. A lot of times. Maybe not every time, but not a lot of times. No one can be happy if one person is sad. How our lives would be different. So this idea of hunger in the world and lack in the world, it's a world-based fear versus a spiritual understanding that these children knew inherently and were not taught differently about it. Yeah? I mean, can you imagine that happening anywhere on any play field with any child even? And if the children aren't taught that, it's not their fault. We are teaching them that. We are teaching them competition, aren't we? That's what matters, competition. Coming in first. And then we wonder why there's world hunger or war in the world. Yeah, that. Here's the truth about world hunger. We know exactly how to solve it. There is no shortage of people who know exactly how to solve the world hunger problem with nutritious foods for everybody. You know, the U.S. was doing it until recently, was making a mark in that. You know, there is a way to do it without someone having less, without someone else starving. We know how to do it, but we have this culture of competition, and we have this culture of me and mine, and we have this fear of not having enough, and that's what's causing it. We have no desire to make everyone whole. Just me and mine. That would be nice. And that's what the cause is, in my view. We're stuck in that consciousness. We think that stuff matters. We think that our 401k and our savings account and our house and we think all that stuff, the business we built. I'll tell you, none of that is what matters, is the thing. And you know the people who know what matters? There's a whole group of people right today who know what matters. You know who they are? The people who are dying. The people who are on their deathbed know exactly what's important. And it has nothing to do with the pile of money or the house they have. And it has everything to do with it, that they made a difference in the world. The people that I've been with who are dying know that. They know that the most important thing is the difference they made in the world. They know the most important thing is the care that they're receiving and the love that they're receiving from the people around them. That's what's the most important thing. They are not thinking about money at all. I don't think so. Now, there are some people who might be. I'm saying most of the people that I've been with know. Because they know what matters, and what matters is, like Jesus says in Luke, he said, the treasure is where your heart is. That's where the treasure resides. The treasure resides in you. And the people who are on their deathbed know that. They're closer to that. The child coming out of the womb knows that. Those children who weren't taught anything different know it inherently. Know it inherently. That's what's important, and that's what matters. Those are the things that matter. But we're focused on the stuff instead. Every once in a while, we might get a reminder of what matters. And it might jolt us into examining our own life. And so it just so happens this week, Renee and I got a reminder of that. It wasn't a big check in the mail. It wasn't a lottery win. It wasn't a new car sitting in the driveway or a paid for vacation. It was a thank you card. It was a thank you card. This thank you card is from a teenager now. She graduated from high school. Her name is Layla Bell Baker. She used to come to Unity a while back. She came to Spiritual Soul Center when we were over at UU. And Layla had a tough life. And we got to spend some time with Layla because she was the daughter of my one sister's boyfriend. Okay, so that's kind of how we came to know Layla. And we spent some time with Layla during COVID and had her in our home. And she had, like I said, a tough life. Her mother died when she was 9 years old in a car accident suddenly. You know, her father has addiction issues. I can't even say, just a lot of different struggles that she had. She graduated from high school. And we sent her a card with some cash in it. She doesn't say anything about the cash in this card. Here's what she says. Paula and Renee, thank you guys so much for everything. From the moment I met you two guys, you always encouraged me to be my best self and to try new things. Although it has been quite a while, I remember the walks, baking, and especially the Zumba on TV. You guys are so loving and taught me so many things. Y'all had such a significant impact on who I am now. I love trying new things all the time. Right now, I'm really into golf. I love you guys. Love, Layla Bell. Every once in a while, you get a reminder of what really matters. And we got a reminder this week of what really matters. Not the accumulation. Like I said, she didn't say anything about the money because it wasn't the important part. It was remembering someone, sending them a card filled with love and cash, but filled with love. You know, it didn't make it to the card for a good reason, because it's not what mattered most. It's not what mattered most. That's the truth. But we don't live this way often enough. We, us. You know, expecting someone else to solve world hunger, like it's up to us to live this way. It's up to us to not be the one chasing for the fruit basket. It's up to us to take competition out of our life. It's up to us, because we set that vibration that happens like that. That happens with a card from Layla. When's the last time we even saw her in person? It's been years. She moved away, and it's been years, but that's what happens. That's what happens because the ripples go out, and they don't stop. But if we are constantly creating competition for ourselves, then that's what we'll experience in the world. That's just the way I understand it to be, with the evidence that I have. So how do we make that shift? How do we shift? You know, I think it's not these big things. You don't have to go to a big conference somewhere for a whole week, or meditate for a month at some ashram, or I mean, you can do that stuff and it's good, but that's all it takes is kindness and shifting away from competition. To stop this idea of me. And as long as I'm okay, everything will be okay. That's why we're in the mess we're in. That's why we're in. Stop racing after the fruit basket. Stop living life like it's a competition. Here's a quote from Maria Montessori. It's about peace, but I need a tissue. Maria Montessori says this: everyone talks about peace, but no one educates for peace. In this world, they educate for competition. And competition is the beginning of any war. When educating to cooperate and to owe each other solidarity, that day will be the day we educate for peace. Now, I've taken her words and I've made them fit this message. And I will say this: everyone can talk about world hunger and lack, but no one educates for addressing it. In this world, they educate for competition, and competition is the beginning of any lack. When we demonstrate cooperation and solidarity, that day we will experience prosperity for all. That's how it works. It doesn't come from the top down, my friends. It comes right here. It comes right here. World hunger can be solved on paper, but it is solved with a change of heart. It is solved with a change of heart by shifting into kindness and stopping the competition. It's important. It really matters. In fact, it's critical, because in the time I took to deliver this message, 150 children died of hunger. One every 10 seconds. It's that important. So I'm asking you to join me in that, yes? Let's have a short meditation this morning together. Take a deep breath in. Maybe another one. Maybe let's pray about it, eh? Dropping into our hearts, resting there, getting out of the mind and dropping into the heart. This is the place in me that knows abundance. This is the place in me that knows that there doesn't have to be lack. My prayer is to help me see that. Help me practice kindness all the time. Help me shift my consciousness out of competition and into wholeness, into seeing everything as so connected that I can't help but to see the possibility and hope in all that is, in its divine perfection. Open the eyes of my heart. Let me walk through the world clear-eyed through my heart. Let me know that every action I take, every word I speak, every thought I have ripples in this universe. And that I have a part to play in allowing abundance in all its forms to be experienced right here and right now. Keep me on that path. Keep me awake and aware. From this place in me, I feel possibility, I feel hope, and I feel joy. With great gratitude and humility, with a dedication to be the open channel through which the divine works. Grateful, grateful, and amen.
I'm standing at the crossroads. I'm feeling like a lost soul. Don't know where I wanna go, but all I know, I wanna be free. They're telling me to let it be, but that just ain't in me, no. Jealousy and envy, that's all they see, but I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly where I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me, and all I see is I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly where I'm gonna be, yeah. See one day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free, just let me be free. See one day I'm gonna be free, mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually, yeah. See one day I'm gonna be free. I told them take the aim off me, stop trying to make a name out of me. If they would just let me be, then I would be free. I told them take them chains off me, I threw away the locks and keys. If they would just let me be, eventually I'm gonna be free.